I'm waiting for the connection. It's always that awkward. Will it work? Ah, and it did. It went live. So we are here, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We've got another one of our stacked demos. We're looking at Humaans HRIS today. I'm really excited for this one. I love HRIS. I love core tech. So I think everyone here is going to really love seeing in this product and what the vision is for this tool. And before we jump in, we're going to introduce our co-host, who is Vanessa. She is an expert. She's a VP of people. She does fractional work. She focuses on AI transformation, and she loves tech as well. So I thought she was the perfect person to join. Thank you, Ness, for joining. No.
Sorry, user error on the mute. I'm trying to follow all the rules.
Okay. We've all been there, muting out, talking with the mute. And here we have Keane from Humaans. He's part of the go-to-market team. He sits kind of between like product and partnerships, and he knows all the details about this tool. So he's happy to share today. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Jessie. An absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I really am excited to see this. I mean, we've been partners for a while now, part of the Stack database, and I have been wanting to, make sure this product gets seen by the world because it's beautiful. I really do think that it's a beautiful interface, so I can't wait to see more about its functionality and your vision for the future. So for everyone who does not know what Humaans is, maybe you can give us the high level, what does your tool do and what are you planning next?
Yeah, I guess starting from the beginning, Humaans as a HRIS and a HR tech tool were founded by two product designers and two product engineers by background who really believed that there wasn't a HRIS or HR tech tool on the market that really had the look and feel and the alignment with tech forward organizations. So really thinking about how we can deliver an incredible user experience while also prioritizing reducing as much manual work, reducing compliance risk, and just getting your data in an incredible place is where our mission lies and where we're really focused.
I love that. And also, who are you best for?
Yeah, fantastic question. We're seeing real kind of a core two categories of customers that we work very closely with. The first being our, I would say, hyper-scaling tech organizations that really care about delivering an incredible user experience, that are working with the best tools in the market across all sides of their operations, and really have that ambition to grow into a mid-size or enterprise company in the years as they scale through kind of Series A, B, C, D, and so on. And then the second kind of category of customers that we're seeing is coming to Humaans is mid-size organizations, kind of ranging between 200-300 employees up to the low thousands, up to around 5,000 employees, who start to see cracks in all-in-one systems. And how they manage their data through kind of more organizational complexity.
Awesome. I'd jump in. Keane, I've heard so much about Humaans, particularly from a lot of my peers in the UK. You've done an awesome job creating visibility breakfasts, etc. And I'll be honest, in my seat when I'm a VP of people, I just think to myself, oh man, what's it going to take to switch over? The platform can be sexy, it can be cool, but I think a key component in every head of people's mind is what's it actually going to take for me to move from either a G Drive or a current HRIS to Humaans. So I think that's keen to learn more about that.
Yeah, the why, the pain. Why would we go through the pain?
Yeah. No, I totally get it. And I think maybe referring back to the two types of customers that we have, you obviously have your hyperscaling tech business who are kind of growing into a size where they're able to kind of start building their business infrastructure, so it's not as much of a pain. And then you have your second category of Humaans customers that are mid-size, kind of growing up and scaling into kind of the high hundreds, low thousands, who are experiencing a lot of pain with their current setup and systems. And I guess the essence of our business and what we believe and what our product team believes is that in order to be able to manage complexity, you have to do one thing really, really well, and focus on doing one thing really well. And for us, that's this core HR piece. So maybe it'd just be easier if I pulled up a very quick slide that summarizes this really nicely and supplements what I'm sharing. If that's okay, just let me.
Yeah, go for it. Let's do it on the fly. I like it. It's improv. If it helps.
There we go. Yeah, so this slide really summarizes it in kind of like 3 core points. As I said, why our customers love us is this real kind of focused attention on the link in data from your performance, engagement, and compensation and your core HR in the one system, without getting distracted kind of on other business areas around talent or learning. We want to be really good at this and focus on having an open API that you can connect out with your other best-in-class tools. And we work with amazing partners on the payroll and applicant tracking side there. And the crux of this, Ness and Jessie, is the data model. So, as you guys know, you're growing as an organization, things get more complex. You might be acquiring new businesses, your org structure might be changing. There's so many nuances in dealing with, a globally distributed tech organization, and we're focused on building with a real kind of data-centric approach to managing this, and having a ton of flexibility in our system that just goes beyond creating custom fields into how we think about building, and obviously AI and underpinning everything that we can with this amazing data layer with an AI sitting above it too.
It's very cool. I also heard you guys released your AI, agentic AI. What is it called? Assistant? What do you guys call it?
Yes. So we have recently released our agentic AI tool called Athena. And Athena is a standalone agentic AI tool which runs autonomously. You build a set of agents and it works across your entire tech stack. So for today, I think we're just going to be focusing on the HRIS side, but if you're interested in learning more about the agentic AI piece, we can 100% do a session with any viewers today that might be interested in, if you have a work day or something, and you're a much larger organization, that's where that will come in and support you.
Ah, so actually it's not just for your core HRIS, it can be on top of other HRIS.
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's very interesting.
Yes. Across your applicant tracking system, across your Slack, yeah.
That's very cool. I think that's definitely something people want to reach out and hear more about. So I've actually dropped Keane's LinkedIn in the chat. So if you're interested, definitely connect with him. He's happy to show you more about that. And we're gonna, I think we're gonna jump into now the actual interface and seeing the actual tool. So I'm excited about that. Let you get your screen.
Yeah, 100%. Let's do it. So let me just pull this up. I think while I'm pulling this up, I'll just call out, I'm sure a number of kind of the heads of people on this call and people ops specialists have done many a demo in their time. Today's session is just really to give a nice high level overview of Humaans, and kind of to call back to what makes us special. So yeah, maybe I'll just start here on the home page and call out what I initially said about the founding of Humaans and our 2 co-founders being product designers by background, and how every new module that we have built and are continuing to build focuses on intuitivity and great design, and just really giving employees a great experience, whether it's admins who use the system every day or employees coming in to book time away. So you can see very quickly in the system that it has this, as you said, Ness, a sexy feel that's quite aligned with your Slacks, Google Suite, Notion, Apple, and the types of tools that companies like Lovable and Poolside that we work with are really excited about.
Very cool. And so this is customizable, your dashboard here. So when you jump in, you can customize this, or it does it. Is there like a set, dashboard, or how does this work?
Yeah, so it's customizable and it depends on your roles and permissions in the system, of
Yeah.
course. So it's different for you. You're not going to be showing managers or employees data around turnover, headcount, and attrition. So this is the admin view that I'm showing you today.
Very cool. And so you can really just have like your new metrics right on the homepage there.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that I really wanted to touch on today and show the audience how we're thinking about process management and not just onboarding and offboarding. Obviously, that's kind of the bread and butter of our tool, but also kind of going beyond that and thinking about other more nuanced processes or workflows that a business goes through. So recently we've released a new module called Requests, which is supplementary to our workflow module, and these two connect and sync together. But the idea behind this request feature is, even with workflows for onboarding and offboarding, with task assignments and emails and forms and everything to help with that process, there's still a number of mundane kind of day-to-day real life HR processes that are still living in email chains because systems aren't able to set up a certain approval process and audit these too. So yeah, we're thinking about how to give our customers a way to build out request forms with multiple layer approvals in the business and audit this and track it as well. And these requests can then be pushed into workflows for a number of kind of tasks and emails to come off the back of to really kind of elevate our process management beyond just your typical onboarding and offboarding flows.
Maybe can you walk us through that? So, maybe a lot of people are on old school HRIS or they don't have such a beautiful system. Maybe let's go through a core one that keeps a lot of us in a lot of manual work. And I think our channels asked that question, what does it streamline? So say I'm on payroll, I'm head of people, and my team has just done a whole round of promotions and we have pay increases. How does that work? Like, can you tell us the workflow, what might be automated? What makes life easier on Humaans for the promotions and pay increase?
For sure. That's a really great question, Ness. And I think there's a couple of different ways you can manage this. To the request particular example that I've shown here, it's more of like an ad hoc basis, right? So you'd have a certain set of request forms if a manager wanted to make an ad hoc request for a promotion out of cycle, and to kind of go through that approval flow and make sure it's sent out to the right people to approve via Slack or within the system. It's a really nice segue onto a really unique feature that we have in Humaans when you're thinking about more of the cyclical processes of managing this and when you mature as an organization and your process start to formalize a little bit, and you're doing these biannual or annual cycles of kind of comp reviews and promotions and everything else. It's really difficult to manage within a HRIS system because it's quite profile by profile. And we, working with mid-sized companies, realized that, there's still a ton of spreadsheets living outside a HRIS system, even though you're able to pull reports and visualize kind of some of your data, but in terms of pulling different data points when doing a comp review from different sides of the operation, like you're looking at tenure or performance management ratings or time since last promotion, or levels and banding and benchmarking and everything. This was really difficult and kind of lived on a master spreadsheet. So we've built this tables functionality as a way around that, and a way to kind of allow people teams and finance teams and operations teams to manage their data in this one place in the system, but without exposing them to compliance risk.
So basically I don't need to use spreadsheets, I can just do it all in tables.
Yeah, and
For
it's
core people data. Yeah.
exactly. And what's really cool about, our tables feature, there's a few things that, have real business impact here. Um, I'll say firstly, like, the ability to bulk edit and manage your data in this one spreadsheet. So, if you're thinking about like using filtering for, spotting attrition risk and think, who from a recent performance review has scored really highly. And then you might want to sort for, the last time since someone was given a salary increase from largest to smallest. And, you might want to assess from this in the spreadsheet who's at risk of attrition, while also kind of pulling in other data points as well, rather than just kind of getting this AI indicator. You can then bulk manage this and say, let's give all of these people, just for example here, a 10% salary increase. And you're allowing managers and users to come in, if you give them the sharing permissions, to manage that data if you wanted to delegate that to certain people in the organization, and then giving that kind of full access to the HR team to validate.
So I like that because I think the reason why we take things out of the HRIS is because you can't work with the data very easily. It's not flexible. You can't do that drag and drop. You can't filter appropriately. You can't share it with people to like work inside of like a master data. Like, so this is like the master source of truth, and everyone's able to collaborate on the same picture with the level of their permissions. Like, that's really cool. Like, I do.
And I
really
also love the salary progression. I've never seen that on a HRIS as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This trend line.
Awesome. Yeah.
There's a few other layers to this as well, and I love that you guys love it, because it's it's our baby. We're so proud of this.
Like our data people, we're like, Ness and I, like, we love this.
Yes.
Well, I think it's also, it stops you from going like version 2.0 and then someone in finance has created their own version to calculate something and you're just like, if someone help me. Yeah.
I think, in real terms, and, what this is really solving is, having those spreadsheets outside of a system without the permission structure on top of this data is exposing your business to compliance risk massively. And, when you think of people data, it is the most sensitive data in the entire organization. You're talking about people's lives, their income, how they're performing in the business, and exposing that to, the wrong manager, the wrong head of department it's a story that we've all heard some iteration of at some point.
And it's extremely painful to administer, because I was working in Sheets doing comp rounds, and we'd export the data and I'd have to send it out to like 50 different managers with different levels. So you'd have like first level gets this, second level gets this, and you'd have literally a sheet for every single one, and then you'd pull it back into one master and you'd have to make sure all the formulas connect, and it was like absolute chaos. Yeah. So this is just like, oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's great. And like, obviously thinking about the reality of, what spreadsheets you're using, it's, in a larger organization, it can be up to like 50, 100 spreadsheets for different things, and if you're thinking about a reorg, or you've just acquired a business and you have suddenly out of nowhere, you've 50, 100, 200 new employees to deal with and manage and like onboard on your HRIS. This tool allows you to do things that would take weeks, months of manually editing people's profiles, all kind of in this one visualization, which is really powerful when you're thinking about kind of scaling your business.
Keane, a question I have, because we're talking a lot about tables and we're like, there's manual entry, or once you've got it in here, is I feel like if I had $1 or €1 for every time I heard the word automation over the last 5 to 10 years, I'd probably quit my job. But I'm often, like literally last year, we put in 3 pieces of tech within a quarter: ATS, HRIS, PMS, right? Performance management system. And I'm always promised automations and quicker, but it kind of, the return on investment, or doesn't come to fruition. Can you tell us a bit about how automations actually work in Humans? How easy is it to get automations? What support do people get? Tell us your automation story.
Can we just first say thank you for having us in there in the system as fake people?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I want that job. New job in Humans.
I'll take it. Give it to me. We're done. Ness and I are sold.
Sold.
Really interesting question, Ness. I think, going back to the original piece around, the origins of the customers we worked with, from day one, were, hyperscaling businesses that really just like the biggest pain for them was onboarding and, managing that kind of massive influx in headcount. And what we're seeing today in the market is with AI and how businesses are able to scale their operations more efficiently. Maybe revenue is growing not in line with headcount as much as it used to. So we're seeing more stabilization, in the market, and this means that other processes are really kind of what attention's being drawn to in terms of process debt in the organization. So when you're thinking about like automations with us, it's going beyond that onboarding and offboarding experience. We're incredibly strong at doing that, and it's our bread and butter. But thinking about certain requests that like certain approval flows that need to go through, thinking about salary increases and like global nuances, and just really opening up a ton of customization as well in the system to no matter like where you're based and what your processes and systems entail, giving you like full customization opportunity with that as well in your workflows. But I think as well, obviously super important to note that AI is, it's at the core of all conversations at the moment. I don't know if you've been to a conference recently or, everyone's talking about AI. Everyone's, claiming that they're an AI, HR tech company, and to some extent it's true. Everyone's trying to build something that is kind of their own version of AI in their system. I think, part of the story that's really important for us is, being a bit more kind of recent to the space in the last 5 or 6 years. It's given us this opportunity to be a first mover with AI, and it's something that we've really focused on from, about 3 or 4 years ago when we saw this evolution and boom of your Claudes and your Geminis and your ChatGPT and how that's used then, and thinking about how we can supplement our system with something that helps people teams answer or get frequently asked questions answered quick and easy in the system, and then really taking that then to other parts of humans and thinking about performance management and how we can incorporate AI into our performance tool as well. So this is something we've been working on. We're continuing to work on embedding across the system too, and then with our agentic AI solution, this is really kind of for larger enterprises that want to avail of the next best AI models, and take that onboarding and automation experience to the next level across all of your tech stack.
So did I understand that means you pull in performance data from other point solutions and use the AI to analyze it, or do you actually do the rounds and capturing within the tool?
So to kind of clarify, in the HRIS, what we're discussing today, we have performance management as a part of our product. So
yeah, okay.
Full 360 performance reviews, your kind of probation reviews, and everything that you need there. But we're directly referring to AI, like thinking how, we've all heard the story of like in a scaling business or in a mid-sized company, there's certain managers that have 5-10 reports that the performance cycles comes around, and with the best intent the people team want to incorporate full 360 review, incorporate as much data in there as possible to really like extract as much insight as it can. But the reality of what that means for managers is sometimes juggling a lot of different performance reviews and cycles at the same time. So thinking about how we can summarize this as best for them as possible, and giving them really quick and effective insights into the performance data, and building a picture of that over time as well.
Yeah, no, I really love that. I like how you're thinking about the use of AI and how it can make things faster and easier. And I'd absolutely recommend everyone to reach out to know more about your agentic AI product that you've released. I think that sounds very, very, very cool and very powerful. I guess one of the questions I had was, now I've lost it in my brain because I just got distracted. Clearly I have ADHD or something. So I'm gonna go to a question that someone else asked and while my brain recalibrates.
I think there's a few
Yeah,
from
sure.
Achana in the
Yeah, so
comments.
smartest way to rephrase a rollout when you're moving from spreadsheets into the HRIS. So everyone knows you get a spreadsheet and you work in a spreadsheet. Everyone knows how to use a spreadsheet. Have you had customers tell you that they were successful in getting people out of sheets and into your tool? Like, has it been adopted, and has anyone shared about their adoption journey? Like, just quickly, we've only got a couple minutes, but maybe you have
Yeah,
something with your
of
head.
course. Fantastic question. I'll direct your attention. I'll maybe put it in the chat. We have an amazing case study with a customer of ours called Three Colts, who they're massive table advocates and users like many of our customers, and that really nicely details. I'll just put the link here in the chat. How that journey has happened for them, removing spreadsheets and really kind of streamlining a lot with our data tables feature.
Really, really cool. I love hearing that. My brain completely went blank, so I don't know what question I was going to ask. But what I do love about the product is that you seem to have a very strong data core. I also heard you say like the last 3 to 4 years, and then since ChatGPT and whatever. And I was thinking, oh my God, it has been 3 to 4 years. Like, that's absolutely crazy that it's been on the market that long. And so
Yeah.
you've actually, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
It
and
kind of clicked that you said that, right? That it's not like it's yesterday that companies have started to work with this and build it into their products. So yeah, that kind of just like, oh, interesting.
I think some of the like more traditional kind of tech companies are starting to catch on, and we're starting to see an emergence of certain kind of companion tools or kind of chatbot functionalities within systems. Because we really moved quickly on this, it's been something that's been in the works for a long time, and I think we've taken this to the next level by building essentially a RAG model as around our companion. So it not just understands documents and kind of your typical kind of text-based stuff. It goes really into the system and understands every module and your workflow. That understands your core data, and it understands kind of how you can extract more from that as well. So taking really that to the next level. And with us, we're nearly at time, but you'll continue to see more and more like really cool AI advancements just within the product and within Humaans HRIS, but also obviously with our agentic AI as well.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for showing us through. We are out of time, so thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Jessie. And yeah, what a pleasure. And just really appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you, Ness, as well, for joining. Appreciate the questions and getting straight to the crux of
what we want to know. It was super great to see, Keane.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe if possible, I'll do like a final plug. I'd love to, speak to anyone here that's really interested today in learning more about humans and like kind of catering that to your own organization. So, maybe we'll drop a link or share a link to request a demo as well.
Yeah, please share it with me. I'll put it in the chat and can share it in the summary email afterwards as well. So everyone, reach out to Keane, reach out to Ness as well. She's fantastic. Thank you for joining, and please subscribe to the channel, to the Luma page if you're interested in more of these kind of things. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jessie.